Welcome to Cronkite Sports Live. I'm Lisel, Babicka, and joining me today is women's soccer beat reporter Jose Liriano. ASU just finished up their first season under head coach Graham Winkworth. They lost to U of A last week. How do you think he did under his first season?
Honestly, I think in a way it was a very successful season. When you look at the RPI rankings, they moved up about 50 spots, which is very impressive. But then not only that, but I think the next step is moving that improvement from the rankings to improving the win columns, and I think that's the goal for next season. When you look at Graham Winkworth, it all starts with the recruiting season, and I think it's going to be a good one because he's finally going to be able to add players who he thinks will fit into his system, and I think that will go a long way in 2018 season.
And you mentioned the win column. ASU went 5-11-3 this season, a little bit better than last year, but how do they continue to put more wins in that column?
They need to find their main attacking option when it comes to the downtime. I mean, they didn't really have a player that they went to when they needed a goal, and I think that's really what they needed. And they have a few candidates in that squad already. Gemma Perfield, who led the team in goals this season, she had 6, but she had 6 playing in the win back. If we just push her a little bit forward, I wouldn't be surprised if she could double her goal amounts. And then you also have Christina Edwards. She's had plenty of appearances as a Sun Devil, as a sophomore and as a freshman. So I think as a junior, she'll naturally embrace a bigger role. And she's also probably the best long-distance shooter in that team.
ASU is also losing a few seniors like Madison Stark and Jasri Mader. How do you fill those roles going into next season?
I think you have to look at the defense and the outside positions when you're recruiting this season, if I was Winkworth. When you look at that defense, there's only 3 players in that team who can play center back. It's really defensive standouts, Angela Boyle and Olive Jones, and then Madison Wolf. Other than that, there's not really other players that can play that. And we all know Winkworth does sometimes likes to play 3 center backs and then move those wing backs a little bit forward. So if those center backs were playing, who's going to be their backups? They don't really have any. You can maybe move Devin Kelsey back, but I think Winkworth does like her in that holding midfield position. So you really have to get more depth in the outside and also in the defense.
Well, it should be an interesting season in the 2018 season, but that's all we have for you today at Cronkite Sports Live. I'm Lisel Babicka, and this is Jose Liriano, and that's Cronkite Sports Live.